Hi, it's Tom here, and on your screen right now is Pokken Tournament DX on Nintendo Switch. Alright, so it may not be the Pokemon game we're itching to see on this machine. For now, the mainline Pokemon titles are seemingly stuck to 3DS. But even so, this deluxe edition bundles some great enhancements over the original Wii U fighter. In much the same way as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or even Zelda Breath of the Wild, the Switch release is poised as the definitive edition of Pokken, both at home and on the road. Let's talk about the new features first. There's extra modes to choose from now, of course, including online ranked battles and 3v3 team battles. Plus, we get an expanded cast of characters to join the existing roster, with the likes of Scizor, Darkrai, Croagunk, and Decidueye. The main upgrade though, really, is Switch allows two players to take each Joy-Con to play on a single screen while on the move. It's something that just wasn't possible before on Wii U, and it's great we now have it. The final game's coming out on the 22nd of September, but my good friend John Linneman was on the E3 show floor to grab this early demo footage. And by comparing what we can to Wii U, it turns out there's some technical plus points to enjoy as well. Worth saying, this is captured from Switch's docked mode. With the unit fixed under a TV, we haven't seen the game's portable mode as of yet. But still, in terms of upgrades, the prospects look really good on three fronts. Firstly, resolution. Looking back, Wii U struggled in image quality, handing in just a native 960 by 720 image. That's 25% fewer pixels than a standard 720p, and the results really showed it. We saw lots of harsh jagged edges, and the upscale added that slight hint of blur to the image. For Switch, on the other hand, you get a bump to a native 1280 by 720 this time. Sure, it's nothing elaborate, and a long ways off Mario Kart 8's huge leap in resolution to 1080p on Switch. No doubt the presentation is clearer though, even if marginally, and you've got to wonder if this is the setup for the portable mode 720p screen as well. Some of the visual pitfalls on Wii U make a return though. That includes a lack of anti-aliasing, which does sadly create plenty of ugly sawtooth edges. Nintendo fans will be familiar with this already. Generally, the company sticks to a very raw, sharp, post-effects free image in its games, likely to avoid clogging up the rendering pipeline and adding extra input latency. The fact is, even with the res bump to 720p on Switch, it's hard not to wish for better image treatment. That's the resolution side, but I also spotted a few visual enhancements as well. Texture quality, effects and models are exactly the same as Wii U, though Switch does improve texture filtering at least. See the wall to the back of the dojo here. The Wii U version shows an obvious filtering line, whereas Switch pushes it out further, clearing up the texture. This actually affects the way texture maps are presented generally, given the game's low camera angle, and with that resolution bump, it's a neat bonus. Which leads us on to the third and final advantage, the frame rate. Well, in testing this, it turns out all of the Switch footage runs at a faultless 60 FPS, and matching the gameplay as best I can with similar Wii U battling, really that's what we have there too. If you recall though, our original look at Wii U's performance showed visible drops to the 50 FPS line at points, usually involving lots of alpha. The turnout on the original Wii U version wasn't so bad overall, and Switch retains that 60 FPS target for the single player view. One thing I'd love to see at this point is how the more demanding Wii U stages hold up on Switch. But for now, there's no sign of a fallout by pushing its resolution higher, and frame rates aren't an issue on the stages we're given here. On that point, it'll be interesting to see how the split-screen multiplayer holds up on Switch. Unlike traditional 3D fighters like Tekken, Pokken fits closer to the mold of the Naruto Ninja Storm series. Each player demands a separate viewpoint of the arena for it to work, which means doubling the geometry pass for each player. On Wii U, that meant Namco resorted to hard locking the multiplayer to 30 FPS. On Switch, it's too early to tell where it's headed, but to make it the ultimate version, 60 FPS really needs to be in place for the multiplayer side. As a quick sample of what to expect though, Pokken Tournament DX is clearly more focused on adding new features than broaching new technical frontiers. Between the resolution and texture filtering boosts, it's simply not shaping up to be a massive upgrade on Switch, but a token gesture. On the frame rate side, where we could potentially see the biggest benefits for a fighting game, we'll have to see how it pairs out for the final release. If you found this quick summary interesting, do let me know with a like or subscribe, and to catch this video at source file quality, check out our Patreon at digitalfoundry.net to find a high bitrate MP4 version. Until next time though, thanks for watching.